My parents abruptly sold the condo I'd been renting from them to my arrogant cousin Jordan, giving me mere days to vacate. Family supports family, my mother declared icily when I challenged them. They were unaware, though, of the call I'd made to the city about the illicit rental unit concealed in their basement, until the sold sign pierced my front yard like a dagger to my chest. I blinked, hoping it was just fatigue from a grueling day of client meetings, but the sign stood firm, red and white, mercilessly proclaiming my home as someone else's. I'm Willow, and until 5 minutes ago I thought my life was on track. For 3 years, I'd rented this condo from my parents, growing my freelance design business, finally finding stability. Our deal was straightforward. I'd pay market rent, keep the place pristine, and buy it once I'd saved enough for a down payment. My fingers shook as I dialed my mother, only to reach voicemail. Naturally. Hey cousin. Jordan's syrupy voice stopped me cold. She stood at the edge of my driveway, designer purse dangling, her smile radiant. Guess who just bought her first home? My stomach plummeted. What are you talking about? Aunt Juliana and Uncle Francis gave me an incredible deal. They practically handed it to me. She twirled my keys around her finger. I can't wait to redecorate. This place is a mess. Her gloating faded into a blur. My legs carried me 3 blocks to my parents' colonial-style house, its basement windows glowing with the light of their secret illegal apartment, their cherished cash cow. My mother opened the door before I could knock. I figured you'd show up, she said, stepping aside. Your father's in his study. The house reeked of fresh coffee and treachery. Dad wouldn't look at me when I stormed in, suddenly feeling 16 again, pleading to deaf ears. How could you sell my home without telling me? My voice broke. I live there. Family supports family, Mom said, perched on Dad's desk. Jordan needed a starter home, and she's got such promise with her new bank job. I've paid rent for 3 years. We had a deal. Nothing was in writing, Dad muttered, shuffling papers. Francis, Mom snapped. Let me handle this. She faced me, her expression glacial. You've got 30 days to move out. Jordan's being very generous with the timeline. Generous? I laughed, the sound sharp and unfamiliar. Like you were generous letting me believe I had a future here? Don't be theatrical, Willow. You're nearly 30. It's time you learned life guarantees nothing. I stared at them, Mom impeccably poised and frigid, Dad cowering behind his papers. The basement door was slightly ajar, where their tenant likely overheard everything. You're right, I said softly. Nothing is guaranteed. That night, after hours of furious packing and dodging Jordan's calls about paint swatches, I sat in my soon-to-be former living room. My laptop glowed with the city's housing department website. The anonymous complaint form was easy to complete. I paused, weighing the fallout, then recalled Jordan's smirk, Mom's dismissal, Dad's silence. My fingers raced across the keyboard, detailing the illegal basement apartment, the unpermitted electrical work, and years of building code violations. My phone buzzed, a text from Mom. Jordan's considering sage green for the living room. You always had poor taste in colors. I submitted the complaint. An automated email arrived instantly. Inspector Wilson Jones will contact you within 24 hours. Another text from Mom. Don't forget to leave the spare keys. Jordan needs them for the contractor. I smiled for the first time that day, entering my number into the complaint's contact field. The inspector would need someone to show them around, someone who knew exactly where to look. Of course, Mom, I texted back. I wouldn't want to inconvenience family. My phone rang, a blocked number. This is Wilson Jones, City Housing Department, a deep voice said. I'm calling about an anonymous complaint regarding an illegal rental unit. I glanced out my window, watching the lights flicker in my parents' basement, their tenant's shadow moving across the curtains, oblivious to the storm brewing. Yes, I said. I have information you'll find useful. Remember that high school art contest you won? Daisy asked, helping me pack books into boxes. Your mom just said, that's nice, while fawning over Jordan's soccer participation trophy. 3rd place in a state competition versus junior varsity participation, I muttered, wrapping a photo frame. But Jordan had real potential. God, that Christmas when I got self-help books and she got a MacBook. I froze, a memory resurfacing. You know what Mom said that year? Jordan needed the laptop for college applications. I could use the library since I just draw all day. Daisy dropped the packing tape. That's twisted. And now they've handed her your home. Their home, I corrected. They never let me forget who owned it. My phone buzzed. Jordan. The bathroom tiles are so outdated. Planning a full gut job. I installed those tiles last summer, I told Daisy, showing her the message. Spent my entire savings. Screw them, Daisy said, grabbing her keys. Let's go for a drive. 20 minutes later, we parked across from my parents' house. The basement tenant's car was gone. They always worked late Thursdays. Look. I pointed to the hidden separate entrance. Dad built that himself. No permits, no inspections, rigged electric meter too. Daisy pulled out her phone. Perfect lighting for photos. The housing department will love these. What if I'm going too far? I asked, watching her snap pictures. Too far? Like when your mom said art school was a waste but paid Jordan's full college tuition. Or when they promised you'd buy the condo, then sold it behind your back. Daisy faced me. They're crafting their own karma. My phone rang. Inspector Jones. Miss Willow, can you confirm the address for the complaint? I stared at the house where I'd never been enough, where Jordan was crowned queen while I was told to be practical, realistic, less dramatic. Yes, I said clearly. 347 Maple Street. The entrance is behind the rhododendrons. They've been renting it for 15 years. After hanging up, another memory hit. My 16th birthday, watching Jordan open my gifts first because she's visiting. Mom beaming as Jordan tried on the art supplies I'd begged for months. You don't need fancy materials, Mom had said when I went quiet. Jordan's just exploring her creativity. Daisy touched my arm. You okay? They're about to lose their precious rental income, I said. Fines for illegal units start at $50,000. Good, Daisy said. Let them feel what it's like to lose something they rely on. A car pulled into my parents' driveway. Mom back from tennis. She saw us but didn't wave. Remember what she said when you landed that big graphic design contract? Daisy asked. Jordan's banking job has benefits. I quoted. Because freelancing isn't a real career. My phone lit up. Inspector Jones. Site visit scheduled next week. Complainant's identity confidential. They'll know it was me, I said. So what? They sold your home to their precious Jordan. What more can they take? I watched Mom vanish inside, likely plotting more ways to prop up Jordan's perfect life. The basement lights flicked on right on schedule. You know what Mom once told me? I said, starting the car. She said being tougher on me meant I'd survive better than Jordan. That I had to be stronger. Daisy grinned. She's about to see how strong you are. Back at the condo, Jordan had taped a Pinterest board to my door. Ideas for my new home, scrawled in glittery pen. I tore it down, noticing her plans to rip out the herb garden I'd planted, the one that sustained me through lean months when clients paid late. My phone buzzed. Mom. Jordan's designer needs access tomorrow. Be out by noon. I thought of the inspector's photos, the looming investigation, the years of unpermitted rental income about to catch up. No problem, I texted back. Just remember what you always said. Nothing in life is guaranteed. I could almost hear her scoff, but soon she'd have bigger problems than my attitude. The housing department loved anonymous tips, especially about illegal units in posh neighborhoods. Karma's not a jerk, I told Daisy as she helped pack the last box. She's just finally paying attention. Jordan swept in, running her manicured nails along the wall I'd painted last month. These walls are so drab. And this light fixture? So basic. I wrapped dishes in newspaper, counting backward from 10. The sooner I packed, the sooner I'd escape her renovation lecture. Oh my gosh, what's this? She snatched my childhood scrapbook from a shelf. How adorable. You kept all this old junk. Put that down. I reached for it, but she danced away, flipping pages. Look at these drawings. Remember when you thought you'd be a famous artist? She laughed. Thank God Aunt Juliana set you straight. The scrapbook slipped, spilling papers across the floor. A yellowed, partially burned envelope caught my eye. Oops. Sorry, not sorry, Jordan chirped, already measuring windows for real curtains, not these cheap things. I waited until she moved to the kitchen, then grabbed the envelope. Inside was a letter in Aunt Sarah's handwriting, Jordan's mother. Dearest Juliana, I know what you did with Mother's will. How you convinced Francis to help you alter it. My phone rang, startling me. Willow, it's Uncle Reginald. I hadn't heard from Mom's brother in years, not since their falling out before Aunt Sarah's death. I heard about the condo. History repeating itself, isn't it? What do you mean? Your mother pulled the same stunt with your grandmother's will. Changed the terms after Sarah died. Jordan wasn't supposed to get anything special. Neither was Juliana. My hands shook. How do you know? Because Sarah found out. That letter she wrote, the one Juliana tried to burn, it explains everything. I've been collecting evidence for years. In the kitchen, Jordan was FaceTiming her designer. The counters have to go, and that tacky backsplash. I have the letter, I said quietly. It survived. Silence. Then, keep it safe. Things are about to get interesting for your mother. After hanging up, I found Jordan rearranging my furniture. This layout is all wrong. Good thing you're leaving soon. The real renovations can't start with your stuff here. The doorbell rang. A courier held an official envelope for Mom. Wrong address. I'll take it to her, I said when Jordan reached for it. Whatever. I'm late for brunch. She grabbed her designer bag. Oh, and the painters are coming tomorrow. Hope you're out by then. Alone. I examined the envelope. City of Boston Housing Department. My hands trembled as I opened it, revealing a notice. Mandatory inspection, zoning violation report. Failure to comply will result in significant penalties. My phone pinged Jordan's Instagram, posting photos of my new home renovation journey, tagging my space as her blank canvas. I photographed the notice, resealed it, and walked to my parents' house. Isela, their neighbor, was gardening. Oh, Willow, she called. Such a shame about your condo. But their basement tenant moved out last night. Couldn't handle the pipe noise anymore. Really? When? Loaded a U-Haul after dark. Your mother was furious this morning. Something about lost rent. Perfect. The inspection would find an empty illegal unit, no tenant to block access. Mom opened the door before I knocked. What now? Wrong address, I said, handing her the envelope. Came to my place. I mean Jordan's place. She tore it open, her face paling as she read. This is absurd. A mistake. Really? Like the mistake of selling my home without telling me. Don't start, Willow. Jordan deserves a property that was never yours to claim. The words slipped out. Aunt Sarah might disagree. Mom froze. What are you talking about? Nothing, I said sweetly. Just delivering mail. Family supports family, right? I left her clutching the notice. Through the window, I saw Dad frantically making calls. My phone buzzed. Uncle Reginald. Lawyers ready when you are. That letter is our smoking gun. Another Instagram notification. Jordan posting about manifesting her dreams, deserving nice things. I touched the letter in my pocket. Dreams are about to become nightmares, I whispered, walking away from the house where lies had festered for years. 7 business days. Dad's voice trembled through my phone. They're giving us 7 days to prepare for inspection. That's unfortunate, I said, watching Jordan's latest Instagram story. A champagne toast in my former living room. Why are you telling me this? Your mother thought you could help. Write a letter, vouch for us. I muted Jordan's story mid-celebration. Like how you vouched for me when she sold my home? Willow, please. The fines could bankrupt us. Nothing in life is guaranteed, Dad. Isn't that what Mom always says? Daisy arrived as I hung up, carrying coffee and a knowing smile. Ready for some reconnaissance? We parked across from my parents' house. Isela was watering her roses. Mrs. O'Brien. Daisy called. Remember me? We met at Willow's housewarming. Isela brightened. Oh yes. Terrible business, that sale. Did you know they're hiding that basement apartment? Covering the entrance with new bushes. Daisy's recorder hummed in her pocket. Really? I thought rental units needed proper exits. Oh, it's completely illegal. Isela leaned in. Been that way for 15 years. The noise, the extra cars, the separate mailbox they hid behind the fence. Every word was gold for the housing department. Daisy kept her talking while I watched Mom pace behind her curtains. My phone buzzed. Jordan Having my first dinner party tonight. Too bad you won't see how amazing the place looks. Mom. The inspector called. Please Willow, we can work something out. Uncle Reginald. Lawyer has the will documents. Ready when you are. I ignored them, watching Dad nail boards over the basement windows. Too little, too late. Got it, Daisy whispered, stopping the recording. Want to hear? Before I could answer, a city vehicle pulled up. Mom rushed outside. Inspector Jones, we weren't expecting you until next week. Preliminary visit, ma'am. Wilson adjusted his clipboard. Notice any unusual activity? Anonymous tips often spike when tenants move out suddenly. Mom's face went white. I don't know what you mean. Really? Your neighbor gave quite a detailed statement about your rental history. I couldn't resist. I walked over, playing innocent. Mom, everything okay? She grabbed my arm, nails digging in. Tell him there's no rental unit. Mrs. Romero, Wilson interrupted. Attempting to influence witnesses is a separate violation. Witness. Mom's grip loosened. Willow, what did you do? I smiled, channeling Jordan's saccharine tone. Nothing, Mom. Just helping family. Isn't that what we do? Wilson cleared his throat. Formal inspection still next week. I recommend a lawyer. As he left, Mom turned on me. You ungrateful little. Everything okay here? Isella called, her phone subtly recording. Mom stormed inside. Through the window, I saw her scream at Dad, who clutched his hammer, looking lost. Send me that recording, I told Daisy. The housing department might find it interesting. That night, in my temporary apartment surrounded by boxes, I ignored Mom's 10 missed calls and 20 texts. The last one stood out. We'll lose everything. Is that what you want? I thought of Christmas mornings, watching Jordan open the best gifts. Art school rejection letters Mom forged in my name. Dad's silence when I begged them not to sell my home. You can't lose what was never yours, I texted back. My laptop pinged. Wilson. Anonymous tip line received audio evidence of long-term rental violations. Fines may be adjusted accordingly. I forwarded Mom's threatening text to Uncle Reginald's lawyer, then opened Instagram. Jordan's party was in full swing. My old furniture pushed aside for her designer pieces. To new beginnings, her caption read. So grateful for family who knows what I deserve. I blocked her and closed the app. Through my window, city lights flickered like karma stirring. My phone buzzed. Dad. Your mother's talking about selling the house before inspection. Please, we can fix this. Nothing to fix, I replied. Family supports family, remember? I'm just following Mom's example. I turned off my phone and slept better than I had in years. At 8 a.m. the doorbell rang. Through my parents' security camera feed, password unchanged, I watched Mom smooth her hair, forcing a social smile. Inspector Jones, we weren't expecting you. Surprise inspection, Mrs. Romero. Wilson's voice was sharp. Required when we suspect evidence tampering. Dad appeared, coffee cup shaking. We were just about to finish covering the basement entrance. Wilson gestured to the half-installed lattice. Step aside. I switched to the basement camera. They'd cleared most rental evidence, but the separate electric meter remained, along with tenant mail stashed behind the water heater. This is just storage, Mom insisted, following Wilson downstairs. Storage with a kitchen and mail from 2019? He photographed everything. Mr. Romero explained the unauthorized electrical work. Dad's cup clattered to the floor. Juliana handled all the paperwork. Francis. Mom's voice could have shattered glass. Mrs. Romero, Wilson turned. Tampering with electrical systems without permits is a serious violation. Who did this work? We. Mom looked at Dad, who studied the floor. I did, Dad whispered. Juliana said we needed the rental income after she changed the will. Changed what will? Wilson asked. Mom's hand clamped over Dad's mouth. Nothing. He's confused. My phone buzzed. Uncle Reginald. Lawyer submitted inheritance documents. Court date next week. Perfect timing. Wilson's voice hardened. Mrs. Romero, we have evidence of long-term rental fraud, unauthorized construction, and now possible inheritance tampering. Fines start at $50,000, not including legal penalties. But Jordan's condo payment, Mom whispered. What about it? We used the rental income as proof of funds for her mortgage. I nearly dropped my phone. Mortgage fraud too. That's another department's problem, Wilson said, scribbling. For now, you have 24 hours to disconnect unauthorized utilities and restore the original condition. Our tenant already provided a statement. Wilson cut off Mom's protest, along with rent receipts. Through the camera, I watched Mom sink onto the illegal kitchen counter, her perfect posture crumbling. My phone lit up. Jordan. I answered, curious. The septic system's backing up, she shrieked. The condo smells. This is your fault, isn't it? I smiled. Karma's funny that way. Aunt Juliana. Jordan wailed. My housewarming party's tonight. Fix this. But Mom was too busy watching Wilson document violations to answer. One more thing, Wilson said, holding up mail. Redirecting tenant mail is a federal offense. Expect the postal inspector. Dad dropped onto the basement stairs. Juliana, what have you done to us? Me. Mom's voice rose. You helped. All those years keeping quiet, letting me handle everything while you played innocent. I should have stopped you, Dad said quietly. When you changed Sarah's will, when you sold Willow's condo, when you… Shut up. Mom screamed. Wilson cleared his throat. Adding this conversation to my report. Expect the first fine notice within 48 hours. After he left, I watched my parents stare at each other in the basement, their house of cards collapsing. My phone buzzed. Jordan. Party canceled. My life's ruined. Mom, was it you? Did you report us? Uncle Reginald. Court summons delivered to Juliana. It's starting. I forwarded Wilson's photos to Uncle Reginald's lawyer, then texted Mom. Funny how secrets don't stay buried. Through the camera, I saw real fear in her eyes for the first time. Francis, she whispered. Call the bank. We need options. Dad shook his head. No more fixes, Juliana. No more schemes. My phone pinged. Jordan's tear-filled Instagram rant about toxic family and sabotage. I commented with a winking emoji. Mom's next text was desperate. We can make this right. Please. The fines will destroy us. I thought of her destroying my dreams to build Jordan's. Dad's silent complicity. The burned letter proving we'd never known the full truth. Karma's not destroying you, I texted back. Your choices are. Then I watched Mom break down crying as Dad walked upstairs, leaving her alone. Sometimes revenge doesn't need a grand gesture. Sometimes it just needs truth and time. The bank's threatening to call in our loans. Dad's voicemail cracked. We used the rental income to qualify. Willow, please. Your mother's not eating. We need help. I deleted it and opened my laptop. 3 urgent emails. Mom? Family meeting tonight. Non-negotiable. Jordan. My mortgage is under review. Zara, my old friend. We need to talk about Jordan. I replied only to Zara. Meeting at a downtown coffee shop. She was shredding a napkin nervously. Jordan asked me to help her Airbnb the condo under the table while she waits for renovations. I sipped my coffee. Interesting. The HOA bans short-term rentals. I know. She's desperate. Something about her mortgage being questioned. Zara showed me her phone. There was my former home, listed as a luxury getaway for $300 a night, using my furniture in the photos. The HOA board would hate this, I mused, forwarding screenshots. That's why I told you, Zara said. After what she did to you, karma needs a nudge. My phone buzzed. Daisy. I stepped outside. I got a job in London, she said. They need me next month. The world tilted. My best friend, my rock. Leaving when everything was unraveling. That's great, I managed. Sorry about the timing. No go. I'm fine. Back inside, Zara was texting rapidly. Jordan's freaking out. The HOA fined her $5,000 for unauthorized rentals. Anonymous tip? I asked innocently. Very anonymous. She winked. Oh, and your mom's calling everyone. Begging for legal fee money. Right on cue, Mom's number flashed. I answered on speaker. The fines are due tomorrow, she said, voice raw. $50,000 we don't have. Please, Willow, we can remortgage the house. Like you remortgaged my future? Zara's eyes widened at my tone. How's Jordan's perfect life holding up? This isn't about Jordan. Mom snapped. This is about family. Family supports family. Isn't that what you said when you sold my home? Silence. Then, your father told the bank everything. The rental fraud, the will, all of it. We could lose everything. You already lost me, I said softly. Everything else is just paperwork. After hanging up, Zara showed me Jordan's latest Instagram story. A tearful rant about financial harassment and family betrayal. She's always been your parents' golden child, Zara said. Even in school, she took credit for your art projects. What? You didn't know? She told everyone she helped you. That's why your mom thought she had artistic potential. Another puzzle piece clicked. All those years of mom praising Jordan's creativity while dismissing mine. My phone chimed. Marcus from Legal Aid. Your Uncle Reginald asked me to contact you about contesting the inheritance. I showed Zara. Want to help me burn more bridges? Those bridges were rotten anyway. We spent the next hour forwarding evidence. Jordan's illegal rental listings, mom's rental fraud, dad's unpermitted construction. Each click felt like breaking another chain. Then Daisy called. Your mom showed up at my apartment, crying about you destroying the family. What did you say? That she destroyed it first. She didn't like that. My phone exploded. Jordan. The HOA's threatening eviction. Mom. The bank froze our accounts. Dad, please call us. We can explain. Uncle Reginald. Court date moved up. Be ready. I silenced them and looked at Zara. Think I've gone too far? She pulled up Jordan's social media, full of stolen moments and fabricated success. They went too far first. You're just showing them the way back. Outside, rain fell. Somewhere, my parents stared at frozen accounts. Jordan faced HO fines she couldn't pay, and their lies washed away. Daisy's leaving, I said suddenly. London. Zara squeezed my hand. Then we'll watch them unravel together. Someone's gotta document karma in action. My phone lit up. Marcus. Found something interesting in the mortgage applications. How soon can you meet? I thought of mom's tears, Jordan's tantrums, dad's desperate voicemails. Today, I typed back. I'm ready now. At the courthouse, mom, dad, and Jordan huddled on one side, while Uncle Reginald's lawyer, Marcus, spread documents on his briefcase. The will tampering is clear, Marcus said, pointing to highlighted sections. Your mother altered dates, forged signatures, and redirected assets through your father to dodge inheritance tax. That's a lie. Mom's voice echoed down the hall. Willow, stop this madness. Jordan stormed over, mascara streaking. The bank suspended my mortgage. I'm losing everything. Like I lost my home? I kept my voice steady. The one you just had to have? You didn't deserve it. You're just an artist, a dreamer. I have a real career. A career built on fraud. Marcus interjected, pulling out papers. Your mortgage application lists rental income that never existed. That's federal fraud, Miss Mackenzie. Jordan's facade cracked. Aunt Juliana said it was fine. She'd cover payments until... Until what? I asked. Until you finish destroying everything I built? Order in the hall. A bailiff approached. Court's starting. Inside, the judge reviewed the documents with growing concern. Mom kept mouthing pleas at me. Mrs. Romero, the judge spoke. These allegations are grave. Will tampering, mortgage fraud, illegal rental income. It was for family. Mom stood. Everything I did was to protect. To protect who? Uncle Reginald interrupted from the gallery. My sister Sarah's will was clear, properties divided equally. You changed that, didn't you? Sarah didn't understand. Jordan needed what? I faced her. To be handed everything while I got nothing? To steal my home because you decided she deserved it more. I made you stronger. Mom shouted. Everything I did made you independent while Jordan what? The judge cut in. Committed mortgage fraud under your guidance? Jordan sobbed. I can't lose my house. My followers expect a renovation series. It was never your house, I said quietly. Just like it was never mine. The judge cleared his throat. Given the evidence, I'm freezing all assets pending investigation. Mrs. Romero, you'll need criminal defense counsel. Dad spoke up. We used the rental income for Jordan's mortgage. Without it, both properties are under review for fraud. Marcus added. Mom collapsed into her chair. Willow, please, we can fix this. I thought of her losing my art school letters, giving Jordan my college fund, selling my home without warning. No, Mom. You can't fix karma. Jordan lunged, her designer bag swinging. You vindictive jerk. You've ruined everything. The bailiff intercepted as Uncle Reginald stood. Should I mention Sarah's last letter, Juliana? The one you tried to burn. Mom went pale. You don't understand. I understand perfectly, he said. You played favorites until it became fraud. Now face the consequences. The judge banged his gavel. Properties frozen. Assets held pending criminal investigation. Next hearing in 30 days. Outside, Jordan melted down on the courthouse steps, live streaming about family betrayal. The bank wants their down payment back, Dad said hollowly. We don't have it. You had 15 years of illegal rental income, I reminded him. Where'd it go? Ask your mother, he whispered. She handled everything. Mom stood alone, her perfect image shattered. I only wanted what was best for Jordan. Never for me, I finished. I made you strong, she insisted. Look how well you survive. No, Mom. You made me angry. There's a difference. My phone buzzed, Daisy sending support from London. Marcus discussed next steps with Uncle Reginald. Criminal investigation starts tomorrow, he told Mom. Get a lawyer. Jordan's wails echoed. My followers trusted me. My brand's ruined. I walked away as Mom called. Willow, you can't leave us like this. Watch me, I said, not turning back. Uncle Reginald caught up at my car. Sarah would be proud. She always said you were the strong one. Strong enough to survive them, I nodded. Strong enough to stop them too. My phone lit up, Jordan. I'm being evicted. How could you do this to family? Mom. Police want our financial records. Dad. Please help us fix this. I deleted them and drove to my small rental apartment, where no one could take anything from me again. Behind me, Mom's dynasty crumbled under its lies, while Jordan's perfect life dissolved into desperate social media posts. Sometimes karma doesn't need help. Sometimes she just needs an audience. The moving truck pulled away from my new apartment, leaving me with boxes and sunlight streaming through windows that were legally mine. The down payment came from Uncle Reginald's lawyer. My share of the recovered inheritance, plus interest. My phone buzzed. Zara. Turn on the local news. Mom was led from their house in handcuffs, her tennis whites gone, shock on her face. The caption read, Local realtor arrested for multiple fraud charges. The defendant faces up to 15 years, the reporter said, for will tampering, mortgage fraud, and illegal rental income. Another text from Zara. Jordan's condo listed for sale, below market value. I switched to Instagram. Jordan's curated life now desperate rebranding post-scandal. Her latest post showed her moving in with her dad. Sometimes you rebuild from nothing. Hashtag blessed, hashtag authentic karma. The doorbell rang. Uncle Reginald with a housewarming gift. Sarah's old art supplies. Found them in Juliana's attic. She kept everything she took from you. I opened the box, finding my old brushes, the ones Mom gave Jordan. She planned it all, didn't she? Your father confessed to avoid charges, he nodded. How Juliana manipulated the will. Used rental income for Jordan's lifestyle. Forged documents. My phone lit up, Dad. I answered on speaker. The house is being seized, he said quietly. Your mother's facing serious time. Jordan's under investigation for mortgage fraud. I should have stopped this years ago. But you didn't, I replied. You watched them tear me down and said nothing. I know. I'm sorry, Willow. For everything. I hung up as Daisy texted a photo of her London office. Miss you but so proud. You broke their power over you. Uncle Reginald helped unpack my art supplies, setting an easel by the window. Sarah said you had the real talent. That's why Juliana suppressed it, because Jordan needed to be the special one. My phone buzzed, a news alert. Jordan's bank pressing charges for mortgage fraud. Her perfect life hit its karma debt. Did revenge fix everything? Uncle Reginald asked softly. No, I admitted, setting up a canvas. But the truth did. I started painting as he left, creating in a space truly mine. No more conditional help, no loyalty tests, no watching Jordan take what was meant for me. The news played. Mom's reputation shattered. Jordan's influencer career in ruins. Dad's compliance exposed. Their facade crumbled under its lies. My phone kept buzzing. Mom. Lawyers say I could avoid jail if you speak for me. Jordan. My life's over and it's your fault. Dad, please talk to us. I blocked them and checked my design business emails. New clients, fresh projects, opportunities free of family baggage. Zara's final text made me smile. Jordan's selling your old furniture to cover legal fees. Karma's got a weird sense of humor. I looked around my new space, smaller but mine. My art filled the walls, pieces Mom called impractical Jordan tried to mimic. The sunset painted my canvas in shades of justice as I worked, creating something untouchable. Outside, the city hummed with possibilities untainted by family names or stolen inheritances. My phone lit up. Uncle Reginald, Sarah would be proud. You broke the cycle. I texted back. No more family supports family. No, he replied. Just truth. Finally helping truth. I turned to my painting, adding colors Mom would have despised, Jordan would have claimed. In the distance, sirens wailed. Another piece of their perfect world collapsing. In my space with my art and truth, nothing could be stolen anymore. No conditional love, no forced gratitude, no watching Jordan take what was mine. Sometimes karma doesn't fix everything, but sometimes she hands you a clean canvas and says, now show them what you're truly capable of. I picked up my brush and began painting my own story.